really loud.
Hello, Mr. G and Senior Theology. This is our project for our individual readings. I'm Danny.
I'm Crystal.
I'm Abby.
So a theme that we found that all of our books shared is how at one point the author talks about a misconception that is often held of the faith that the book focuses on, and then it clears it. So we're going to each take a turn being interviewed of what misconception is given and then how the author clears it. So Abby is up first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Abby, and the book I read was Wicca for Beginners, Fundamentals of Philosophy and Practice.
Hold it up.
You ruined my flow.
Sorry.
Okay, you're gonna cut this out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you better. Okay, so a common misconception about Wiccans is kind of the fact that they're evil in a way. A lot of people confuse them with Satanists. A lot of people think that they cast spells on people and put curses on people and they ride broomsticks, and
So basically that they're witches.
that they're witches,
Okay.
or the fact that they're witches. And in the book, the beginning part of the book, I think about a third in, the writer talks about principles and philosophies that a lot of Wiccans hold. And on the first page, she kind of talks about how when first meeting a Wiccan to become a student of Wicca, she asks them kind of personal questions. And on the first page she writes, over tea, we asked the seeker why he wanted Wiccan training. We ask everyone who talks to us about training this question. If they tell us they're looking for a nature-based religion, a path of self-empowerment, a way to commune with deity, or something along those lines, we continue the conversation. If they tell us they want to hex their ex-lovers, brew cauldrons full of toxic stuff, make others fall in love with them, worship the devil, or fly on broomsticks, we tell them that they're out of luck and politely suggest that they seek out a therapist. So really what Wicca is, it's kind of a nature-based religion that a lot of people use it to seek kind of self-empowerment and also to kind of find themselves. And as with any religion, there are people who try to abuse it. And with Wicca, it's very much an experimental religion, and everybody kind of practices it their own way. And there's no kind of a rule book about how you need to practice Wicca. So some people kind of take their Wicca to places that they shouldn't take it, and that may be where the misconceptions of them being evil is. And pretty much every religion has people who abuse their religion, and there are people who don't. And people like the writer, who, thinks that Wicca's a very, I don't know what to say.
Positive?
A very powerful and personal religion.
Yeah.
That's it. Yay.
Say bye.
Bye.
And go.
Hello, Mr. G. My name's Danny, and my book is Islam, the Straight Path. The misconception to my book is people assuming that the religion of Islam is very different, very exclusive, very violent, and that the Muslims have very questionable morals. They assume these things because of the media, how they influence people. Terrorist attacks, 9/11, a movie like Zero Dark 30, they influence how Muslims work and how their culture is, and most of it probably isn't true. And right away on page 1 of the book, it explains how it counters how people assume that Islam is a very different religion when it really isn't. It explains it right away in the first page that Islam is very similar to the Judaism and Christianity. They're all three of them are monotheistic, believe in one God, and many people mistaken and they think that Islam believes in multiple gods. They mistaken it with to Hinduism. All three religions, Muslims, Christians, and Jews, believe that God will reveal himself, God, the revelation of God. And they all believe in ethical responsibility and accountability. So their morals are sort of alike. And to keep in mind, Islam is the #1 growing religion in the world. So it's gaining followers, it's growing fast. So it kind of turns away the fact that they have questionable morals because they're gaining more followers and that it's violent. Why would people want to be in a violent religion and believe in it? And it's also the second most practiced religion in the world. That's my summary of my book and my misconception, and to clear it up. Thank you. Stop laughing.
You have to give us a smile first. You gotta smile.
I did.
No, you looked bored. Smile because you found out interesting things about the Islamic religion.
How long was it?
Okay,
Let me
smile.
see.
Hi everyone. So the book that I read was called Jesus Among Other Gods, and it's by this pretty brilliant guy named Rabbi Zacharias. And aside from being an author, he's also a Christian apologist, and what an apologist does is that they defend their beliefs in writing or in speech, and Zacharias does both. So the misconception that I found in my book, one of them, is that there's really nothing that separates one religion from the next one that comes along. For example, take Christianity and Hinduism. They both have a supreme being that they worship or idolize. The Hindu faith has this thing called Dharma, which is their ethics, and the Christianity has the Ten Commandments. And Hinduism believes in karma, and Christianity tells people to love your neighbor as yourself. So there's a lot of similarities, and the similarities go on, but they can't on some other premises, and that's what I'm going to talk about, how they clear it up. So the premise that they use to kind of separate Christianity, to kind of raise it above other religions and say that it's the only valid religion, is the premise of a sinless life. So Krishna, the Hindu god, he actually had exploits with milkmaids, meaning he kind of flirted with them and was basically a player. So, and Muhammad, the god of Islam, I'm just going to use some other examples, he had 11 wives, 11 marriages, meaning probably lots of kids, and their heaven is also described as a place of wine and women. Also, Buddha, the god of Buddhism, went through multiple rebirths, which meaning that it's kind of implying that he had lived previously imperfect lives. So with all of these gods and all these other religions, Jesus is really the only one who comes out entirely pure and sinless. He's the only one that passes the test of purity. That's it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hi everyone.
Okay. Hello, Mr. G and Senior Theology. This is our project for our individual readings. I'm Danny.
I'm Crystal.
I'm Abby.
So we found that thing all of our books have in common.
Let's
is
start
that
over.
Okay. Wait, this has to be perfect.
No.